Hey guys, I'm back with some more ESO. Today I'm hoping to get around to the main story quest for Solstice. So let's get around to it. So this should go into more detail about how the worm cult returned. So let's get right to it.
A wandering adventurer from the mainland? Excellent, excellent. I'm glad someone like you is here. We need all the help we can get. The Order of the Black Worm threatens to completely overrun our peaceful island of Solstice.
Oh, the Order of the Black Worm.
You may know them as the Worm Cult. This foul group of necromancers raised the Writhing Wall, cut our island in half, and gathered their forces outside Sunport. Luckily, the Stirk Fellowship followed the Worm Cult here. Oh, thank the Three Queens.
The Stirk Fellowship.
A coalition of forces from the mainland consisting of the Fighters and Mages Guilds and the Three Alliances. In fact, Prince Azah is overseeing efforts to bring Fellowship forces to Solstice even as we speak. I'm sure he'd welcome your help.
Alright, I'll assist the Stirk Fellowship.
Report to Prince Azah outside the city. He's with Mage Farinor, about to summon the champions of the Three Alliances to Sunport. After that, he'll know where best to utilize you and will add you to the Fellowship payroll.
Me more about Solstice.
You stand in Sunport, seat of House Corelanya, and my home. When my ancestors came to Solstice, they found the island inhabited by Argonians from the mainland. For centuries, we have lived in peace with the Stone Nest and Tideborn peoples.
Alright, when did House Corelanya come to Solstice?
In the middle of the First Era. My ancestors lost their realm in Hammerfell to the Ragada invasions, then were later banished from Somerset. A fate they brought upon themselves. Of course, we have changed our ways since those dark times.
An elven house in exile.
Once that was so, but now this is our home. Before the current crisis, Solstice had little interaction with the mainland. Oh, a few sailors and wandering merchants settled here, but most avoid Solstice. They consider the island to be cursed.
And who are you?
Forgive me, I am Mirmal, a mid-conjurer of the College of Rituals. I serve Regent Corelanya, governor of Sunport. For the duration of this crisis, I have been instructed to help our new friends from the mainland in any way I can.
And what is the Writhing Wall?
Look east. See the giant spectral curtain looming over Sunport? That's the Writhing Wall. The necromancers of the Worm Cult conjured it when they revealed themselves here. It divides the island in two, forming an impenetrable barrier to the east.
The other side.
Eastern Solstice, the other half of our island. It contains ancient ruins and is home to the Stone Nest Argonians. But we had little commerce with them even before the Writhing Wall appeared. What's happening over there now? We can only guess.
What else should I know?
As Prince Azah explained it to me, they are enemies of the Worm Cult, a coalition of Tamriel's fighters and mages guilds, with some support from the Three Alliances. They thought they defeated them in the past, but the cult has somehow returned.
Why is the Worm Cult considered dangerous?
I am told the Worm Cult launched an attack against the guilds, using deadly devices called Soul Reapers. They killed Guildmaster Merrick of the Fighters Guild, and captured Varna Scalarian, leader of the Mages Guild. Now, they're here.
Why Solstice?
That's unclear. All we have ascertained is that they have been gathering their members and building their strength secretly in Eastern Solstice for some time. The Fellowship tracked them here and is in the process of summoning their own forces.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the next step, Mage Farinor?
The portal anchors when you're ready, Mirmal.
Go on. I'll follow your lead, Mage Farinor.
Just a second. Alright.
I'm glad to see you, my friend. We need every able body we can get. The Worm Cult killed Guildmaster Merrick, captured the leader of the Mages Guild, and attacked all 3 alliances with their Soul Reapers. They started this war. We'll finish it.
War? Sounds a little grandiose for a group of cultists.
Nonetheless, it is a war, and the Worm Cult is no minor threat. We came to Solstice to stop the cult and avenge our fallen comrades. But when we arrived, we encountered much more resistance than we anticipated. We had to send for reinforcements.
And what kind?
Veterans from the Fighters and Mages Guilds, mostly. There are some soldiers from the 3 alliances here, too. An advance force of a greater army, once we convince the alliances that the Worm Cult is truly as dangerous as they were last time.
So the 3 alliances aren't part of the Stirk Fellowship?
Oh, they are. But with the war in Cyrodiil still raging, they require more proof before committing more soldiers. In fact, Farinor and Mirmal are preparing a portal for their representatives, champions to evaluate the situation personally.
I get the feeling that they're going to get attacked the moment they show up. It just seems too convenient.
Take these portal anchors and place them around the area. Then tell Mage Farinor when they're set. I know little of such magic, but Gabrielle of the Mages Guild said they would stabilize the portal long enough for the final group to come through.
Who are these representatives?
That's unclear. Champions of some renown and their guards, I was told. The Dominion indicated it was sending someone close to the Queen. High King Emmerich promised a capable hero, and the Pact was even less forthcoming. I'm not sure who to expect.
So I wonder, we'll probably see Razum-dar.
Yes, Gabrielle Benelek, acting leader of the Mages Guild, while Vanis Galarian remains a prisoner of the Worm Cult. She sensed a mystic emanation from the northwest and went to investigate. She left Farinor and Mirmal to handle the final transport.
How does Solstice feel about the Stirk Fellowship, sending troops to their island?
Sunport has a city guard, but no army to speak of. But outside the city walls, only a handful of warriors protect the scattered villages, and the Worm Cult roams free. Sunport has held the cultists off so far. Barely. They welcome our assistance.
Why is the Worm Cult here?
We're still trying to figure that out. I thought the Worm Cult was broken forever when the Allied forces stormed Cold Harbor and stopped the plane meld. It appears they had a secret refuge on this island and regrouped there to form their latest plan.
Secret refuge.
Nothing else makes sense. The Sunporters noticed suspicious new arrivals over the last few months, sinister figures slipping off to the wild eastern half of the island. Then the Writhing Wall appeared and cut the island in half.
You're a long way from Hammerfell, Prince Azah.
Indeed. My father, King Faharajad, asked me to learn more about the world beyond our desert. He sent me to join the Fighters Guild and study under Guildmaster Merrick. I was serving as the Guildmaster's lieutenant when the Worm Cult struck.
What happened?
Even though our foes surprised us, Merrick pursued them with valor. He sacrificed himself to destroy a Worm Cult Soul Reaper and save many of our Mages Guild allies. It fell to me to assume his place. Yet perhaps this task was meant for me.
To that.
I am sure you remember Sentinel's troubles with the Withered Hand. In dealing with those foul necromancers, I learned much about the wards my ancestors created to protect our dead. I suspect that knowledge could be of use against the Worm Cult.
Okay.
Are the anchors all in place, newcomer? This is trickier than it looks. We're summoning multiple people from several locations at once, and Solstice is riddled with ancient magics that can interfere with teleportation spells. Are the portal anchors in place?
So the portal anchors.
No, the next steps in the ritual are mine to perform, with a little help from Mirmal, of course. Just stand right there and don't move until I finish. It's important that the ritual goes exactly as I intend.
Also, I don't recall who this person is at all. I didn't see her in the prologue.
Stand back. This requires a special touch.
First, bring the foot soldiers through. Then the Alliance representatives.
What's happening? Gabrielle didn't do it this way!
Such is the fate of all who defy the Black Worm!
Where's Farinor? Mirmal, what just happened?
Yeah, I kind of saw it coming.
I do not believe it! Mage Farinor deliberately sabotaged the portal spell while the Alliance representatives were in mid-transport. Oh, I wish Gabrielle Benelay were here.
Well, I figured she was up to... Like, I had never seen her before in the prologue, so...
She unraveled the spell in mid-teleport. I tried to salvage it, but barely managed to pull the shredded magicka back together. These soldiers were knocked senseless, but I think the representatives made it through after I diverted them from Sunport.
now that we have to travel Solstice to find them. So where are they?
Did you see the motes of light shooting off in different directions?
No.
Those were the representatives. Champions from the Old Merry Dominion, Ebonheart Pact, and Daggerfall Covenant. They landed in Solstice somewhere.
Where exactly did you send the representatives?
Do you have a map? I can sense two of the representatives roughly here and here. The third... I just do not know. I can sense nothing of the last representative's present location. Speak with Prince Azah. He may know what to do.
Right.
I do not believe it. Farinor sabotaged the portal. She spoke of the Black Worm. She's one of the cultists. But what became of the Alliance representatives? Did they make it to Solstice?
She thinks they made it. They diverted him, saving from Farinor's sabotage.
Damn that Farinor! The Dominion, the Covenant, the Pact, they promised to send their best to assess the situation. We need those representatives, or the Alliances will never commit more troops. Wherever they wound up, we need to find them.
I wonder if it'll allow me to actually go find her first.
I share your anger, comrade, yet justice must wait. I am in no condition to travel, so I must ask you to locate the Alliance representatives Mirmal sensed. Help them find their way to Sunport. And I must ask you to locate Gabrielle Benelay as well.
You mentioned Gabrielle before.
I did. She currently leads the Mages Guild. When Gabrielle sent something to the northwest, Farinor directed her to an old temple. After all this, I fear Gabrielle may be in danger. Tell her to get back here. I'll wait in the city's west square.
Alright, fine. If that's what you need me to do, I'll find everyone and send them back here. Which is closer?
Who's there? Show yourself.
Ah, Skordo.
Why, it's you! Hardly expected to see you here, pal. Wherever here is. Say, maybe you can help me. I'm supposed to be in a nice little town called Sunport on the island of Solstice. Clearly, this ain't it. So, where are we?
This is Solstice, but the worm called sabotaged the portal.
Huh. A sabotaged portal. At least I'm not on the wrong island entirely. Portal mishaps can be a lot worse than arriving slightly off target. As for this place, looks like necromancers have been busy here. See that giant ghost wall behind me?
Yeah, the locals call it the Writhing Wall.
Ain't that a delightful name? I ducked into this hut to take a break from fighting off the hungry critters outside. I was just about to look around, but now that you're here, you can help. Then I need to find Prince Azah and get caught up on things.
Let's see what's here.
I say we start with that weird barrier. What did you call it? The Writhing Wall? I poked at it already. It's pretty solid. It stinks of necromancy. Oh, and when we finish here, point me towards Sunport, alright? I hate being lost.
Alright, you said you examined the Writhing Wall.
Fitting name. Yeah, I ain't seen anything like it, and I've seen a lot. I pushed at the wall, but couldn't get through. The local critters shy away from it too. Makes you wonder what the worm cult's hiding on the other side.
So,
Is that a letter? Might be important.
partially burned missive. Site that you are no longer eligible. Warmstone. Relocate your nest and eligible to the passage beneath. The shipment of the highest importance is expected. So will ensure its safety and cognitive. Suitable threat. Do not forget when you depart and destroy this letter. Ah, she said adapt.
Passages and a vital shipment. Interesting. Prince Azah should see that note, pal.
Well, I guess this is the Writhing Wall.
See? The whole wall's made of ghost stuff, but nothing goes through. Huh. Not sure what to make of all this. Look, I appreciate you coming to find me. I could have wandered around for days before I found my way to Sunport. But hang on to that letter. It might shed some light on what the worm cult's up to. Make sure you get it to Prince Azah.
Any idea who Scythe Knight Chimera is?
Not a tusking clue. I just got here. But Scythe Knights are low-ranking cult leaders. Sergeants, you might say. I'd guess there was a worm cult nest posted here until they got orders to move on.
What about the passage beneath?
Tunnels? Mines? Who knows? I'm more interested in this important cargo the worm cult wants to protect. Damn cultists are always up to something. Guess I'd better head to Sunport and check in. Which way was it again?
Head north. I'll meet you there when I'm done gathering the others. Let's see here.
Yeah! Yeah. 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 Ha! Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Regent would like to speak words with you, my friend. Regent goes where the winds of diplomacy take him, and wherever the Skald King sends him, as long as there's mead. And rabbit meatballs. Regent loves rabbit meatballs.
Right, you're the Ebonheart Pass representative.
Out of the way, Regent. Don't you have a task of your own to accomplish? Leave this to me.
Shore's bones. Regent knew he should have brought more mead.
Regent has a mission of his own to accomplish, but he is easily distracted. Best to send him on his way. Now it's good to see you, my friend. I should have expected the Stirk Fellowship would recruit you, but why did I arrive in a worm cult nest?
The trader in the Mage Guild. Mage Farinor sabotaged the portal.
The Mages Guild? I expected trouble from the Dominion or the Covenant, but not one of the guilds. I am lucky to have reached Solstice at all, although it did not seem so when I landed in this pool of slaughterfish. So where is Prince Azah?
Alright, he's waiting for you in Sunport.
Good. I'll make my way there and find the prince. Regent and I were dropped into the bog of a hungry Hajmota. Still, I do not think the worm cult was happy to see me. Just ask the ones bleeding on the ground.
Alright, I'll see you in Sunport.
This worm cult encampment makes one thing clear. Matters on Solstice are very serious indeed. We have much work to do. I must assess the situation and send my report back to the Ebonheart Pact as quickly as I can.
Good to see you, Walks Ash. How did you wind up here?
A good question, my friend. The Skald King wanted to send Lyris Titanborn, but she was not available. I must do what I can in her place. I am not as mighty a warrior as Lyris, but I too fought in Cold Harbor. The worm cult is a foe I know well.
What did King Drone tell you?
To set aside our differences with Queen Irene and High King Emmerich and assess the situation. He wants a trusted source to determine if the threat is great enough to commit more troops to. If a wildfire truly threatens the swamp, all huts will burn.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Ah. What's that?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Broken Light Warrior. Well, this looks ominous. The moonlight, this thing looks large
This is
enough.
fascinating. Fascinating. Oh, hello. I didn't expect to see you here on Solstice. Have you come to aid the Fellowship? But look around. I know it's in ruins now, but this magnificent courtyard was part of a grand temple consecrated to the Daedric Prince of Light, Meridia.
Yeah, I talked to the other person here who was trying to restore it. Prince Azah at me.
Farinor? A traitor? When I sensed power here, calling to the staff of Vanus Galarian that I carry, she told me about this old temple. I got so caught up admiring the site that I haven't found anything yet. But what of the Alliance representatives?
Alright, Mirmal salvaged the spell as best he could and diverted them to their locations on the island.
That's something at least. This place reminds me of a dear friend, Darien Gautier, who served Meridia. I still can't believe he's gone. Perhaps Meridia has a message for me, or the staff wants something here. Can you help me search the area?
Yeah, we saw him in Somerset. I'll look around.
There. While I hold my spell of searching, you examine anything that glows.
Alright.
An old tome. A lucky find. Age is not kind to paper. That idol confirms this was indeed a temple of Meridia.
Darn it.
A temple bell. Nearly pristine considering the age of this place. The items you uncovered are tied to the power that drew me here. I can sense a powerful blessing of Meridia sleeping in that bell.
Book, an idol, and a bell. I don't understand.
Meridia was a powerful ally when we fought Molag Bal in Cold Harbor to end the plane meld. I think I was drawn here to remind me she could help us against the worm cult again. Maybe Vanus reached out through the staff to guide me. I can't quite tell.
Can we use this bell against the worm cult?
Maybe, but I'm not sure how. The bell is rather heavy. Besides, the tome you found suggested opening doors, not blasting evil. I'll need to think about this. Thank you for your help here. I'll see you back in Sunport.
Alright, meet you back at Sunport. No combat either.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never suspected a thing. Farinor had us all fooled.
Well, it looks like 2 of the Alliance representatives have finally arrived.
Right?
It's good to see 2 waylaid guild members return safely to the fold, though I must remember to treat them as agents of the alliances they represent here on in. As for those injured by Farinor's treachery, they have recovered, including me.
As you can see, I've recovered 2 of the representatives in Gabrielle. No sign of the third, though.
Mage Farinor missed her chance to eliminate me and the representatives, but she cost us time. While we tended to our wounds and recovered the scattered representatives, the Worm Cult was free to act.
Any word on the Ulmeri Dominion's representative?
Mirmal believes they survived the portal mishap and are on Solstice, somewhere. We must trust they will turn up soon. In the meantime, we must celebrate what victories we can and make ready for the next stage of our operation.
Chiz.
All in good time, comrade. First, your efforts to bring together the Alliance representatives helped us overcome Farinor's sabotage. We survived the Worm Cult's first blow. Next, we shall deal them one of our own. We're still 1 Alliance representative short, but we can wait no longer. It's time for a council of war. Indeed. We need to consult with Regent Corinway. Sunport's aid is crucial to our campaign. When last we spoke, she said she would meet with her advisors and send word. But that was days ago. Plans must be finalized between the Fellowship and Sunport.
You haven't heard back from the Regent?
High Elves can be deliberate about such things. The Worm Cult, however, does not stand still. It is time to press Regent Corinway for a decision, and I would like you to join us. Will you help me win Sunport's cooperation, comrade? I hate badgering Regent Corinway, but the Fellowship is already at work. I sent our forces to seek allies and search out trouble across Western Solstice, but I worry House Corelanya may not welcome our efforts. Meet me at Vinutilmo Palace, comrade.
Regent might not agree.
Not at all. High Elves are not given to hasty decisions. In my father's court, I learned that how you approach an elf of high rank is just as important as what you actually plan to say. A certain amount of formality and ritual can't be avoided.
Does the Regent understand the danger posed by the Worm Cult?
Oh, she knows the danger of necromancers quite intimately. But convincing her own court may not be an easy thing. Solstice has known peace for centuries, an enemy at the gate. Many of Sunport's people do not want to accept their peril.
Tell me about the Regent.
Regent Corinway seems to be a capable leader who cares about Sunport and all of Solstice. I called upon her when I first arrived. We are bringing a small army to her realm. I felt it best to assure her of our intentions before she assumed an invasion.
What did the Regent say when you explained your purpose?
Regent Corinway has no desire to see her people caught up in someone else's war. Yet she recognizes that her hope for peace will not protect her from the Worm Cult. She agreed to let me bring our forces here and to consider joining our fight.
What should we know about House Corelanya?
My people have a history with House Corelanya. Long ago, the High Elves ruled Hammerfell. When my ancestors came to Tamriel, they found no welcome from the Corelanyas. Unable to defeat the Regatta in open battle, the Elves called upon dark powers. Necromancy most vile. The Corelanyas turned my ancestors' own dead against them. Only the creation of the sacred Anse wards put a stop to the carnage. The Regatta finally prevailed and drove the Corelanyas from Hammerfell.
So the Corelanyas are in league with the Worm Cult?
I am told they abandoned their necromantic ways centuries ago. Certainly, I have noticed nothing untoward on their part since I arrived here. But the Corelanyas are not remembered kindly in Sentinel, and Sunport's elves are very much aware of that.
Yeah! Yeah!
Right next to the Holy Shrine.
Prince Azah! Thank goodness! Something is wrong here!
What's the problem, Mirmal?
I arrived to find the palace deserted, and the Regent is nowhere to be seen.
That's not good. Let's look around. I'll check upstairs.
Probably no. Take road west from city, left at Fort Pass, ruined town. Look for manor on left at hilltop.
Captain Curran told me of how you helped him in Coghlan Village. Well done.
This doesn't look good. See all the blood?
Strange.
Someone was stabbed here.
This door is sealed by strong magic.
Is that it?
Blood on the ground? I suspect someone eliminated the palace guards, and they did it quietly enough to raise no alarm. Look around and see if you can find any more clues, comrade.
What do you do next?
We make preparations to welcome the Alliance ships when they arrive, to ready camps for an assault on the Writhing Wall, and to gather the supplies we need to engage the Worm Cult in battle. This is far from over, comrade, and there is much to do.
The Alliance forces are coming by ship.
How else would their troops get here? We can't risk another portal mishap, and ships are more practical for transporting armies across the sea. Once we're ready, I intend to break through the wall and mount an all-out assault on Eastern Solstice.
This door is sealed by a spell that eludes my efforts to disable. Better look around some more, my friend. A strange story was written in this place, and we need to puzzle it out.
It doesn't tell me anything about what I'm looking for. Quest doesn't tell me to do anything. Did it bug out again? Okay, fine. Looks like I'm gonna have to go find it again. Is it bugged?
Yeah.
Over here, Mainlander. The Fellowship has... Prince Azah asked me to find you. He has summoned the Stirk Fellowship leaders to join... No, at least not that I am aware of. The Prince awaits an audience with Regent Corinway, the ruler of Sunport. He hopes to...
Just go to the West Plaza District in Sunport.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So We already did this and it bugged out.
I never suspected a thing. Farinor had us all fooled.
Well, it... We're still one Alliance representative short. Indeed. I hate badgering Regent Corinne.
Okay. So now we go back. And hopefully it doesn't bug out.
Here! Here! Here!
This is the second bug that I've seen come up in this chapter, where if you move too quickly and talk to the wrong NPC, it'll block the quest.
Here!
Prince Azah! Thank goodness! Something is wrong here!
What's the problem, Mirmal?
I arrived to find the palace deserted, and the Regent is nowhere to be seen.
That's not good. Let's look around. I'll check upstairs.
Strange. This door is sealed by strong magic.
Okay. Let's talk to here. 2.
This doesn't look good. See all the blood? Someone was stabbed here.
Up here on the balcony, I found someone.
Ah, see, it didn't do that last time. It bugged out completely. That's game breaking. We got sloppy with that. Yeah, it bugged out.
As I told this orc, I was working in a storeroom. And when I came out, I noticed the palace guards were missing. Then I spotted hooded figures struggling to carry someone out the side door. I think it was Regent Corinway.
Alright, start at the beginning. Did you see anything unusual before you went into the storeroom?
A small group of merchants arrived at the palace, carrying crates and bundles. I saw them speaking with the guards. Traders make deliveries all the time, so I thought nothing of it and carried on with my work.
Alright, what happened next?
I came out and first noticed that the palace guards were gone. Then I saw 3 hooded figures carrying a large bundle. I heard a muffled cry from inside. It sounded like the Regent. One of the figures dropped something by the throne.
I found a crumpled note on the floor. Was this it?
Yes, I think so. Let me see. Swen Coast is an old retreat out on the west coast. A noble's cottage, long abandoned. And these are directions. That must be where the merchants were headed. Please, Mainlander, you must help Regent Corinway.
We'll deal with it.
They had to be worm cultists. Go to the Regent's aid, comrade. The rest of us will secure the city.
Here's this. Yeah, they've done some serious bugging out. Because it couldn't show me on the general global map when I was inside the city. It couldn't show me this location while I was inside the city. Yeah. They didn't do enough quality test assurance testing for that.
Yeah! Here! Here!
Razum-dar.
Here!
Sup?
Five Claw! Raz hoped he would find you in Sunport when he reported to Prince Azah as the representative from the Old Merry Dominion. Let this one guess. You are looking for someone who was abducted. This is true, yes?
Yep, Sunport is close by, but Prince Azah sent me here to rescue Regent Kirwani.
Then Razum-dar is glad to have you here. Some mysterious fellows in dark robes smuggled an elf noble into this house just a short time ago. A romantic arrangement? Raz wondered. But no, necromantic, as it turns out.
That could be the Regent.
Raz admires your initiative. Still, this is a delicate situation. Storm in too quickly, and the worm cult may kill the lady. Move too slowly, and they may slip away. What is your preference?
No, hit him hard.
Very dramatic, but so be it. You storm the ground floor and get the kidnapper's attention. Raz will climb to the balcony and break in upstairs. With a little luck, we should overwhelm the worm cult before they can harm the Regent.
Yeah, because I want some action. It's been over 30 minutes.
Whatever happens, Raz swears the missing noble lady will come to no harm if he has anything to say about it. The worm cultist, not so much. Raz will make his move when you do.
Alright, what are you doing at Solstice?
So this is Solstice. Good. When Raz agreed to represent Queen Irene and the Dominion in the Stirk Fellowship, he was told he would be going to a city called Sunport. This is clearly not Sunport. How did Raz happen to end up here, Five Claw?
Worm cult portal sabotage.
A traitor? Queen Irene was careful not to share the details of the message. Perhaps the other alliances were not so diligent in safeguarding the plans. Well, Raz is here now. He is ready to assess the situation and help you set things right.
Oh, let's storm it. There hasn't been action in nearly an hour.
Raz believes we have found the Regent. Set her free, Five Claw.
Oh, that is better. My thanks. But there is something you need to hear.
He's actually working with the worm cult, right?
Thank the Three Queens. Those horrible necromancers promised to steal my soul when they finished with me. I feared this old house would be the last thing I ever saw. But there is more to say, if I can trust you, stranger.
I'm Beltania Dark.
Oh, someone noticed I was abducted then. I was afraid the worm cult had spirited me out of the city before anyone realized. But that's not important. We must return to Sunport at once. The worm cult is about to do something terrible.
Terribly?
I overheard my captors. The worm cult positioned some sort of necromantic weapons throughout the palace district. They're preparing to seal off the district and slaughter all within. We must get back to Sunport and sound the alarm.
We'll return to Sunport at once.
Go on, Five Claw. Raz will escort the noble lady back to Sunport.
You have my gratitude, kind sir.
head back to Sunport, Five Claw. Let Prince Azah know the Regent is safe and warn him of the threat to the Palace District. It is clear where Razum-dar's duty lies at this moment.
What are you talking about?
To personally escort the lovely Regent safely back home, of course. Raz is willing to make this small sacrifice so that you may claim the honor of reporting our success and sounding the alarm to protect the city.
Right? Yeah, you sly old cat.
You wound Raz. He is nothing if not a gentleman. Just ask Queen Irene. She may smirk at you if you do, but that is her usual expression.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Razum-dar, Dominion Representative Extraordinaire, is here at last. He brings the Regent, too. And the warning.
Regent, by my father's sword, that's a relief. But I fear your warning comes too late. Comrade, let us speak. I see that Regent Corinway is safe, and you located the missing Alliance representative. Well done. Shortly after you departed to rescue the Regent, the Worm Cult made their move. Now the storm is upon us, and the time for battle is at hand.
Finally. You're planning on using the weapons on the Palace District.
Yes, it seems the Regent's kidnapping was only the start. The Worm Cult hid soldiers throughout the palace, who then emerged and took us by surprise. They seized control of the Palace District. Worse, the weapons they plan to use are Soul Reapers.
Yeah, of course. Soul Reapers?
Vile necromantic devices that steal the souls of any who die nearby. The Worm Cult used Soul Reapers in their attacks on the Fighters Guild and Mages Guild and elsewhere throughout Tamriel. Guildmaster Merrick died destroying one.
What do you need me to do?
Join the others in the Palace District and drive out the Worm Cult. Destroy any Soul Reapers you encounter by tearing out their cores. That's the only safe way to disable them. Use the hidden entrance in the luxury goods shop to get inside.
I'll head to the Palace District.
We'll take the Worm Cult from all sides at once, as soon as I can rally the rest of the Fellowship. Good luck, comrade.
I cannot believe it. Fighting in the streets of Sunport. These Worm Cult invaders must be stopped. While our defensive forces are not unlimited, whatever Sunport has will join with the Stirk Fellowship. For Sunport, for Solstice, for victory!
Okay. What will I find on the other side of the hidden entrance Prince Azah mentioned?
The passage leads through a gap in the old city wall to a townhouse inside the Palace District. It opens into the street just below the square by Vinutilmo Palace's main entrance. I imagine we will find the Worm Cult leaders there.
What will you be doing?
I detest bloodshed, but I cannot stand by while others fight to protect my people. I will join the soldiers Prince Azah sends through the shopkeeper's passage. After you go in, I will make my way to the palace. Cautiously.
I'll see you inside.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
No sign of the worm cult yet. Head down the stairs. We will hold here for now.
Remember to disable the Soul Reapers, Five Claw. Raz will seek the high ground.
Through here, champion.
Go on upstairs, quietly. The worm cult's just outside the door.
Lead the way, champion. We'll help you destroy the Soul Reapers.
Full district on its own story.
Before they take more souls!
Do not wait for us, Five Claw. Save as many as you can.
They're going to kill us!
Thank you!
It shifted.
They're going to kill us! Take it out and find Farinor! Good work, Hunter. Now make your way to the palace.
Please.
Destroy these meddlers!
that thing? Good work, pal. I saw Farinor flee. Let's check out the Regent's study and see if we can find out what Farinor was doing here. Did Farinor leave anything behind? Take a look around, then meet the others outside.
Alright. Proceed with your plan to remove the Regent. Use the ensuing confusion to deploy our Soul Reapers and harvest all the souls you can. We need that power for our great work. If you're going to lure this so-called Stirk Fellowship to its destruction at the same time, so much the better. When you hear from the passage beneath, leaves Sunport to your subordinates. I need you to ensure everything is going smoothly. I have a promising line of inquiry into the gift of death and intend to personally see to its recovery. Necromancer Wormblood.
Good work, everyone. The Worm Cult has fled the city. Comrade, a word, please. It was no easy fight, but the Palace District is secure. Your destruction of Soul Reapers was a great help, and it seems you cleansed Vinutilmo Palace as well. Good work. Skordo said you saw Mage Farinor. Did she say anything?
Farinor takes orders from from a master called Wormblood. He's looking for the gift of death. What do we do next?
Wormblood? A successor to Mannimarco, perhaps, yet I know of no villain by that name. Nor have I ever heard of a gift of death. Clearly, we have much to learn about the Worm Cult's plots. At least you have put a name to our foe.
Alright, I found the orders inside the palace.
Nothing yet. Let's take a moment to regroup. Your valor secured a firm ally in Regent Corinway and showed the Alliance representatives the threat we face. Whatever the Worm Cult intends, the Stirk Fellowship will be ready to meet them. Thanks to you. The conflict in the Palace District proved the Stirk Fellowship can defeat the Worm Cult in open battle. Yet we have to locate our foe to fight them. Farinor and Wormblood are somewhere on this island. We simply need to hunt them down.
I found Farinor's orders from Wormblood. That may be the place to start.
That was my thought as well. The Worm Cult plans to move something important through the passages beneath. Wormblood's orders directed Farinor to ensure its safety. Whatever they're moving, they obviously consider it important. We should stop them.
You know where the passage beneath are?
Not precisely, but passages beneath sound like tunnels to me. I want you to locate them and then act as you deem best to foil the Worm Cult. Take Writhing Ash with you. She is an excellent scout and has crossed staves with the Worm Cult before. Remember, time may not be on our side. We do not know how many more Soul Reapers the Worm Cult created or where they are. Two of you can find answers more swiftly than one. Explain the situation to Writhing Ash, then go find the passages beneath.
Any thoughts about the Worm Cult is plenty?
Many, and none of them good. The orders you found mentioned something called the Gift of Death. The cult is harvesting souls with their reapers for some so-called great work, and they have Vonus Galarian. How it fits together, I cannot say.
You don't know anything about Gift of Death?
All I know is that it does not sound good. If Wormblood wants the Gift of Death, then I do not want him to get it. Keep your eyes and ears open, comrade. If you learn something more, let me know.
What do you think of Wormblood's doing great work?
Who knows? Some horrible necromantic ritual, most likely. Wormblood's orders mention souls, after all. And the cult is here in numbers we've rarely seen before. Why Solstice? What are they trying to do here? That is what we need to learn.
Remind me about Vanus.
It might disappoint Vonus to learn he isn't as famous as he thinks. He's the founder and guildmaster of the Mages Guild. Gabrielle knows him better than I do. She has been standing in for Vonis ever since the Worm Cult captured him.
Right? How did the Worm Cult capture Vandus?
They overwhelmed Vonis when they attacked the Earth Forge, cast him through a portal to Cold Harbor. It would have been wiser to slay him, perhaps, but they must need him for something. We could certainly use Vonis here now.
Can you tell me anything more about the Soul Reapers?
They are fearsome devices. Whenever we fought the Worm Cult before, we expected those foul necromancers to turn our own dead against us, their own as well. We had to kill everything twice, but that was about corpses, not souls.
Alright, the Worm Cult didn't have Soul Reapers before. Where did they come from?
The Soul Reapers are new, as I understand things. The Worm Cult did not have them during the Plane Meld, or when we assaulted Cold Harbor. I presume they have been building these weapons in secret on Solstice, and planning their revenge for a long time.
I thought I sensed the prince taking the measure of my scales. He has a task in mind for the two of us, does he not? Very well, I am agreeable. What do we need to do?
The prince wants us to find the Worm Cult's passage beneath. But we don't have much to go on.
A tricky task. Finding the crocodile's wallow by wading through the reeds may take some time. Quicker to just ask someone who knows where she nests. As it turns out, I captured a Worm Cult Bone Lord in the fight for the Palace District.
Where is this prisoner now?
I was not quite sure what to do with him after I knocked him senseless, so I had our soldiers take him to Sunport's guardhouse just north of the city's western gate. I doubt he will be happy to see me, but perhaps you can get him to talk.
All right. Okay. Darn it. We're just somewhere back in the city.
Yeah.
The Worm Cult attacked the Palace District.
It was a close call, but the Stirk Fellowship intervened and saved us.
Ah, good. The Bone Lord is still here, and he is awake again. Sergeant, we need to speak with the prisoner.
Very well. Prisoner's all yours.
I'm gonna talk to this guy first, Horjack.
Damn sea elf! Thinks she can flick water in my eye and swim away like a fish! I showed her.
Yeah.
I might have gotten a little carried away. Put a hole in the sea elf's trading ship. Who knew that the ship belonged to a sea elf merchant lord? Anyway, I'll be out of here soon, once my crew pays the fine. They are taking their sweet time, though.
Do you come to mock Kagajal for his defeat? Enjoy it while you can. The triumph of the Black Worm is close at hand. This one will not be your prisoner for long.
You have questions. Tell us where to find the passage beneath.
Kagajal is sure you would like to know. But this one does not give up his brethren so easily. Death holds no terrors for one who walks the necromantic path. Kill Kagajal and be done with it.
Kill you?
He will be back.
Kill you? You're not getting out of it that easily.
Gah! You dare lay hands on a Black Worm Bone Lord? Kagajal will neither forget nor forgive this offense. Oh, your death will be one that is whispered of in terror for years to come!
I don't want to talk. Good, I'm just getting warmed up.
Enough! You seek Tarnur Mine. Its tunnels run under the mountains near the southern coast. This one does not know why they are important, but many of his black worm brothers guard them. You will find nothing but death there!
Oh, good.
An ugly choice, yet such is the nature of our foes. I am not proud of my part in what happened here. Go on ahead, I will meet you in the mine. I think it is best to be alone with my thoughts for a time.
We still don't know what exactly Wormhole plans to do here.
I suspect Wormblood and Farinor shared that information only with those who needed to know. The note you and Skordo found referred to a shipment of great importance, did it not? If it is important to them, then it is important to us.
Alright.
Your methods were harsh. I believe he would have said anything to convince you to go away. However, it makes sense to me that the cult leaders would value secrecy. We simply have to go to the mine and see for ourselves.
Alright, let's go. Where's this? Tarnur Mine. And tunnels of this was
This is the place, but the passage splits. You try the door on the left, I will go right.
Let me swap this.
These tunnels appear to twine together like snakes. I will rejoin you when I can.
Secure, it hasn't been easy. The whole mine is overrun with aggressive vermin, especially spiders.
The hands reach for any fool who steps on one.
Ah, there you are. Follow the tracks. The passage opens into a cavern up ahead.
Ooh.
Meet again. I did not expect an underground river. Let us see what is on that barge. I can taste the river. It runs east under the mountains. It must pass through the Writhing Wall, or beneath it. The worm cult sends a sarcophagus to the other side of Solstice.
Wait, is this Mannimarco? Is this Mannimarco?
I know that likeness, Mannimarco. These are his remains. Nothing good can come from letting this sarcophagus reach Wormblood.
You dare disturb the King of Worms? Gutter, smash them! Look out!
Mayday! Mayday! I don't know how to swim.
Zul! Farinor's monster knocked us into the river. Come, we need to discuss what we found here. It is not often I find a current I cannot master, but today the river proved stronger than I was. At least we found out what the worm cult's important shipment was. Immortal remains of Mannimarco, the king of worms.
Why? No, what does the worm cult want with Mannimarco's remains? Probably to resurrect him.
Is it not obvious? They seek to bring their leader, Mannimarco, back from the dead. A necromancer of Wormblood status is certainly powerful enough for the task. The Soul Reapers, the Writhing Wall. He wields necromancy unlike anything seen before.
What happens to the Wormblood resurrect Mannimarco?
Mannimarco planned to elevate himself to become the god of death. I imagine he would resume that journey. Still, I thought Molag Bal had a claim on his soul. Recalling Mannimarco from Cold Harbor should not be possible.
We know Wormblood is looking for something called the Gift of Death.
If that is what Wormblood needs to unlock the gates of Cold Harbor and return Mannimarco to Nirn, we must discover what it is and make sure he does not acquire it. What kind of a gift is death, anyway?
What should we do now, Walks?
Return to Prince Azah and see if our allies have news of Wormblood. Beating him to whatever prize he seeks is even more important than we thought. Do you see that eddy in the pool? That is the way out. I will see you in Sunport.
How did the Worm Cult find Mannimarco's body anyway?
You defeated him at Sankrator, did you not? Worm Cult fanatics must have retrieved his body after you left. Mannimarco had no shortage of willing followers, and I have no doubt a master of death magic would prepare a grand sarcophagus just in case.
Yeah, in other words, we should have burned his body once he fell. What condition would the body be in after all this time?
Do not be misled by the shambling corpses or dusty bones you have seen. That is the work of but a moment. With time, skilled necromancers can restore a years-old corpse to a lifelike state if they care to do so. For Mannimarco, they would.
Return to Prince Azah.
Comrade, tell me quickly, did you find the passages beneath? And did you discover what was so important down there? And what of Walks and Ash? Did something happen to the Pact representative?
Alright, Walks and Ash is fine, and we found the passages beneath. They've got Mannimarco's remains.
Mannimarco's remains? Surely the Worm Cult cannot want to bring back the King of Worms. Yet what else would they do with his corpse? You return with grim news indeed, comrade. What about Farinor, or Wormblood? Were they there too?
We ran into Farinor, but her flesh golem knocked us into a river. She got away.
The fortunes of battle can be fickle. Even if Farinor escaped justice, you at least returned with information. Now we know the Worm Cult has Mannimarco's corpse. We must endeavor to foil their plans. Meanwhile, Gabrielle may have learned something.
What did she find out?
It's strange. Vanus' staff is definitely pulling me somewhere. I think... Vanus, where are you?
Almost. This is no good. Gabrielle, I have much to tell you. Bring my staff to Li-Xal. The wall is thin there. I'm in a Worm Cult prison. Listen, Wormblood is looking for a Sithis shrine in Solstice. I think he... A relic called... Gift of... Damn, I can't...
I think I know what we need to do. Friend, let's talk. I knew this staff of Vanus's was trying to tell me something. He made sure to leave it behind for me when the Worm Cult captured him at the Earth Forge. He knew we were going to need it.
What do you think is trying to tell us?
The message wasn't terribly clear, was it? He said he was still a prisoner, but I don't think he was calling for help. I think Vanus wants to warn us about something. He was trying to tell us how to make it easier for him to reach us.
Or it could be a trap.
I suppose that's a possibility, but Vanus Galarian made this staff with his own hands. I doubt the Worm Cult could imitate his connection to it. Besides, this isn't the first time he has allowed himself to be captured to get close to his enemies.
So you think Vanus put himself in position to spy on the Worm?
Vanus has likely seen things we have not, but we have information he needs to know too. For example, your discovery of Mannimarco's sarcophagus. Slowly but surely, we're bringing the Worm Cult's plots to light. Thank you, friend. I've been wondering why Vanus Galarian's staff is pulling me here and there around Solstice. Now that Vanus managed to send a message, I finally know why. I think he's on the other side of the Writhing Wall.
I think Vanus is on Solstice. Okay. I don't think they're going to Cold Harbor.
That's what we thought. But Vanus mentioned a thin spot in the wall at Li-Xal Pass. If the wall impedes his ability to communicate with us, that must be because he's on the other side of it.
What do you want to do then?
Take the staff to Li-Xal Pass and re-establish contact with Vanus. He may need our help, or we may need his. I think he wanted to warn us about something Wormblood is planning. We need to find out what that is and stop it. Will you go with me?
I'll go with you to contact Vanus.
Regent Corinway said Li-Xal Pass is located in the mountains north of Sunport. Meet me there. The sooner we can speak to Vanus again, the better. We'll leave Prince Azah and the others to figure out which shrine Wormblood is interested in.
Why is Vanus so important?
Vanus Galarian is an archmage, and the longtime foe of Mannimarco and the Worm Cult. In fact, Vanus founded the Mages Guild specifically to combat the rising influence of dark necromancers in Tamriel.
What, he founded the Mages Guild?
Oh, it was centuries ago, long before my time. But what's a few centuries to a high elf archmage? Back in those days, Vanus and Mannimarco were friends of a sort, then rivals. They studied together in the Psijic Order until their falling out. As I understand it, Vanus caught Mannimarco practicing forbidden magic. The Psijics allowed Mannimarco to leave without taking any steps to stop him. So, Vanus left as well. He founded the Mages Guild to do what the Psijics would not.
Ooh. So that's why there's a Psijic Order versus the Mages Guild. Because Vanus created it to counter Mannimarco. Okay. Just jump to this one. Oh.
Yeah.
Li-Xal Pass.
It's all uphill from here. We're too close to the Writhing Wall for a portal. But I brought grapple bows just in case.
Alright.
Not much of a pass, is it? If I'm not mistaken, this cave leads to a path through the mountains. More of a goat track, really. Be ready for some climbing. We'll probably have to do this the hard way. Grapple bows.
Grapple bows?
Never used one? They're fun. Since the Writhing Wall interferes with portal magic and we're going to get very close, I won't be able to use spells. So I brought the bows to help us climb. I hope we won't have to use them, but here you go.
Oh, we're definitely gonna have to use them. How will we know you can contact Vanus Galarian?
I hope Vanus will take care of that for us. If we reach a spot where the Writhing Wall is thin enough, he'll find us. All we have to do is keep going up, and deal with any worm cult patrols in our path.
Okay. Hey.
having some trouble with the local wildlife. Cliffs ahead. See that post above the red flowers? It would be a good place to use a grapple bow.
Can't get up there.
This looks like a promising spot. Be ready.
Finally! We must speak swiftly. I have little time. Gabrielle, help maintain our connection.
Speak with Vanna's friend. I'll maintain...
So you're helping Gabrielle? Good. I hope she still had my staff, but I wasn't sure my previous messages got through. We must be swift. The permanence of the wall fluctuates, and I can be cut off at any time. Where are you now?
On Solstice, west side of the Writhing Wall. Where are you being held?
I'm in Solstice as well, on the other side of the Writhing Wall from you. The Worm Cult brought me here from Cold Harbor, and they brought Cold Harbor here as well.
Oh?
Wormblood is attempting a new plane meld, in reverse.
Plane melding again? What do you mean?
Like Molag Ball's dark anchors, but in reverse. Instead of dragging our world into Cold Harbor, he's bringing Cold Harbor into Nuremberg. The eastern side of Solstice is already changing.
How can we get to it?
You can't. Not while the wall still stands. I have some help in here, but my ally convinced me it's impossible for now. The Writhing Wall is an insuperable barrier. Thin spots such as Li-Xal notwithstanding. I need you to...
Father, I see what Vanna's meant by permanence. The thickness of the wall fluctuates. We need to find another weak point.
Is that a dragon? No, that's gotta be a titan.
More cliffs. Look for grappling points to traverse these rooms.
Oops. Darn it. Messed it up on accident. What is that? That doesn't look like a Titan. Or maybe it is.
Vanus is right about Cold Harbor. I can see elements of that foul place all around us. Here. The wall is thin here.
I'm here. Quickly, there is more I must tell you. Curse the luck. I sense that the Writhing Wall fluctuates at random, but I assumed we'd have more time. Thin points appear and disappear without warning. How far has the Wormcult's reverse plane mill progressed on your side of the wall?
We noticed elements of Cold Harbor near the wall, and there are Daedra, but nothing beyond that.
Daedra? That's worrisome, but not unexpected. If you aren't surrounded by lakes of azure plasm or looking up at floating islands of rock, then things haven't gone too far yet. We still have a little time to stop the Wormcult.
And why is the Wormcult creating a reverse plane mill?
I'm not sure yet, but an army of necromancers and Daedra is massing in eastern Solstice. Clever of Wormblood, really. If he gathered his forces anywhere in Gabrielle, we would have noticed. But a cursed island in the Writhing Wall blinded us.
Is there a way to get to the Writhing Wall?
Unlikely. Wormblood controls a terrible source of power on my side. Something that consumes souls. The Wormcult Soul Reapers feed this thing, and in turn, it empowers the Writhing Wall. Great effort. But to what?
Wait, well, what else do we need to know?
Cut off again! We must find another place where we can speak with Vanus.
Others. Actually, let me look around here. Okay, so it had us jump to here.
I will not lose Von.
No.
I will not lose. I will not.
Ah, there it is. I completely overlooked that one.
Look, up the steps. Another weak point.
Hurry, friend. My captors have finally figured out I'm up to something in here. Listen closely. Wormblood seeks a relic called the Gift of Death. My source tells me it's hidden in a place called Voska's Shrine. He must not acquire it.
Alright, we've heard mention of the Gift of Death. Tell me about Voska's Shrine.
It's part of a Tibahatse court, sacred to Sithis. My ally here tells me it's in the hills southwest of Sunport. The Solstice Argonians used to play a ritual game there. A bloody one. As for why Wormblood wants the Gift of Death, I'm not sure.
The Worm Cult has Mannimarco's corpse. We think the Gift of Death is connected.
The Worm Cult brought Mannimarco here. Now that explains much. Wormblood must believe this Gift of Death can resurrect his old master. It's up to you then. Stop Wormblood from obtaining the relic. If he... Damn it. Here come my captors.
Alright, what is it, Venice?
I lost Vanus. We were lucky to learn as much as we did, but we know what we must do. Let's talk, friend. I hope Vanus is alright. I don't like the way that last conversation ended. For that matter, I don't like what he told us. The Worm Cult gathering strength behind the Writhing Wall, and a new plane meld? That's terrible.
Is Wormblood so powerful that he can start a plane meld?
I don't think so. Vanus mentioned a source of power. Still, we had to invade Cold Harbor to stop the plane meld before. Good people lost. Dead. I've missed dear Darien ever since. Now Wormblood is bringing it back? And Mannimarco too?
Right, Wormblood still needs to give to death for something though.
You're right, of course. We don't know if Wormblood is close to his goal. So you'd better head to the Tibahatse Shrine. Find the Gift of Death before he gets there. Or at least delay him. I'll return to Sunport and warn the Fellowship.
Very well, I'll find the shrine.
Good luck at Voska's Shrine. I'll make sure Prince Azah sends help just in case you run into Wormblood too. It hardly seems fair. So many gave so much to stop the Worm Cult last time. Like Darien. Now they're back.
Darien's not actually dead though.
Darien die for?
Darien's not dead though. We know that he's with Meridia. He showed up in Somerset.
I know it. Darien loved life, but he loved his friends more. He was glad to lay down his life to save everyone else. Yet we who are left without his warmth are the ones who bear the price. Enough. Darien wouldn't want us to be sad.
We're gonna probably see Darien again, aren't we? I'm almost certain positive we're gonna see him at some point in time in this story, because she brought him up too many times. And we've talked to Gabrielle for other stuff, and she hasn't really mentioned him as much as she has now. So he is probably gonna show up again, especially with the Meridia's Shrine on Solstice. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Ooh, sounds right.
Over here! Raz poked around several old Argonian ruins before returning to Sunport empty-handed. He never thought to visit an ancient ball court until Gabrielle showed up and sent him here. With great urgency, one might add. Imagine his surprise.
You notice anything unusual?
If you consider High Necromancer Wormblood to be unusual, then yes. He arrived just before you, and he brought friends. They entered the old ball court just ahead.
Oh, so we're
Raz wondered if they came to play a game, but no one invited him to join in.
We just didn't invite ourselves then.
But it would be so rude to show up without an invitation, Five Claw. Think of all the worm cultists we would have to apologize to with our blades. What exactly is Wormblood looking for again?
Yeah, relic called to get through that.
If Wormblood is here, Vanus must have a knowledgeable source indeed. This one heard Wormblood tell his minions to seek the ball court's ritual altar to the north. Time for Five Claw and the Queen's Eye to save the day, yes?
Yeah, why not? How deep is this place? Yep.
Look at this seating. Happy carvings. Raz had no idea Tiba Hudson was so important.
I don't even know if it goes anywhere.
Aha! Look, Five Claw. Wormblood is here. This is our chance.
More fellowship fools. To me, faithful of the Black Worm, destroy these interlopers. Charge! Even failures can serve me in death. Enough.
One senses danger. Quick, Five Claw. Hide behind the pillar.
I reclaim my power from these flimsy vessels.
Take cover, Five Claw. Another jet burst. You begin to bore us, Wormkisser.
My horde and my followers would tear you limb from limb. Your soul shall be mine. Fools! Death cannot stop me.
At last! Take the relic, Five Claw, and let us be on our way. Nars does not like the feel of this place. Dark moves. He's coming back to life. It is foolish to fight a foe who cannot die. Destroy the column. Bring down the shrine. Raz will pin Wormblood to the floor.
No, Raz, no! Fine.
Oh, Five Claw! Get the gift of death back to Sunport. Raz will be fine.
No. This gets him back.
Prince Azah. Gabrielle recounted what you learned from Vanus Galarian. Dire tidings indeed. Was he right about the sacred Tibahatse court? Was Wormblood there? Did you find the gift of death?
In the right place, we've got the gift of death.
Excellent news, I think. We still don't know exactly why the Worm Cult needs the gift of death to restore Mannimarco, if that is indeed their intention, but at least the Worm Cult doesn't have it. What happened with Wormblood?
He killed Wormblood, but he brought himself back to life.
Immediate resurrection? What kind of power is he able to call upon? Only legendary necromancers or a few fated heroes can do that. If Wormblood can't die, how did you and Razum-dar defeat him?
Raz helped me trap Wormblood into the rubble. I got out with the gift of death.
You did well to keep the gift of death from Wormblood. Better yet, you found a way to speak with Vonus Galarian. Knowledge is a mighty weapon in this war of secrets. Now we know what awaits us behind the Writhing Wall. I thank you, comrade.
All right.
Raz is
The
here.
Fellowship faces difficult
It takes
decisions.
more than a falling
Let us
building
talk,
to send
comrade.
this one to the sands behind the stars.
What happened? Wait, what happened to Wormblood?
Defeating Wormblood may be difficult if he won't stay dead. Speak with Prince Azah, Fiveclaw. Perhaps he has a clever plan. Actually, Raz would accept a plan of any kind at this point.
You never explained how you survived.
While you were searching Vosga Shrine, Gabrielle told me of your communication with Vonus Galarian. Soul Reapers feeding the Writhing Wall? A new plane meld? The situation on Solstice is worse than I thought. But I might have an idea.
An idea?
Thanks to you, we now have something Wormblood wants, the gift of death. As long as we hold it, his plans remain unfulfilled. Returning Mannimarco to life, expanding the Writhing Wall, whatever he needs it for. That gives us a degree of influence.
In what way?
Wormblood needs the gift, and we have it. We can use that to lead him to a spot of our choosing. This provides us one advantage. An advantage I believe we must seize with all due haste. Will you help me turn the gift of death against the Worm Cult?
Sure.
We have the relic Wormblood seeks. What do we do with it?
He has Mannimarco's body. We cannot allow Wormblood to bring him back.
We have something else, too. Raz snatched this key from Wormblood during our struggle.
A key. Let me see that. Aha! Why am I not surprised Raz went through Wormblood's pockets? I recognize the crest on this key. I noticed it on a crypt by a ruined estate. Corelanya Manor, if I'm not mistaken. I passed by the place when I first arrived on Solstice.
I think I've been there before. Did you notice anything unusual about it?
Not at the time. It's a rather impressive mausoleum of ancient High Elf architecture, centuries old. I imagine some of Regent Corinway's ancestors are laid to rest there. I think you'd better look into it.
All right.
I don't know, but I think we need to find out. Here, take the key and investigate Corelanya Crypt. Find out why Wormblood was interested in the place. In the meantime, I'll study the gift of death and see what I can learn about it.
Well, I'll see to it.
Corelanya Crypt lies south of Sunport. Take someone along to help you. Skordo should do. And be careful, friend. The ancient Corelanyas were necromancers too. The worm cult might not be the only danger in that tomb.
What do they want from the ancient dead in the house of Corelanya?
Necromancers are always interested in the dead, friend. But Wormblood's orders to Farinor mention that he was looking for the gift of death's location. My guess is that he went to Corelanya Crypt in search of information.
You might have already been known to crypt then.
Possibly. But the place could still be dangerous. You might run into spirits disturbed by worm cult activity. Some necromancers take care not to anger the dead with their rituals. Not the worm cult.
I'll meet you at the crypt, pal. We'll find whatever it is we're supposed to find there.
Yeah, I think this is the place I passed before.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Oppressive aura, my tusk. Will show her an oppressive aura.
Well, I guess it's a good time as any to pick up the other quest.
You're not from around here, are you? Not all hung up on local superstitions. Good. You looking for work? I could use someone to guard my back while I clear the ghosts out of that haunted mansion up on the hill.
Alright, haunted mansion.
The locals call it Corelanya Manor. They say it's abandoned and free for salvage. There's rumors of treasure, too. But also that no one who goes after it ever comes out. I'm not so worried about that. There's one other catch, though.
What's that?
We've got competition. Another so-called ghost hunter trying to beat me to the punch. So we've got to do it first. And look, if we do happen to find long-lost treasure while we're in there, I'll cut you in for a share. What do you say?
Better than.
Gaz is the name of my rival ghost hunter. Last I saw her, she was hanging around the front doors to the manor. Maybe you could talk to her and see what she's planning? Then?
Alright, let's get back to it.
Oh, you're back.
I knew you were too much of a lamb's liver to go inside on your own.
It's not like I was waiting for you. I was looking for traps. Who's this with you? So, my sister had to hire help just to feel like she's above someone, huh? Typical.
Orbesh is your sister?
Oh, she didn't mention that? Interesting. I wonder what else she's not telling you. Did she say this manor is extremely haunted? And that no one who has ventured inside to find the treasure has ever come out?
Didn't mention that.
Well, I suppose she didn't mention that it belonged to the ancient necromancers of old Clan Corelanya, so there's likely far more than just ghosts to deal with inside. Extra hazards should mean extra pay. What's she paying you anyway?
Cut a lost treasure.
That's not fair! That's what I was going to offer! She's always copying me! It was my idea to clear this place out before Orbesh. If you get tired of her and help me instead, I'll pay you the same.
Keep it in mind.
Nothing left to do but head inside the manor, I suppose. You must not be from Solstice. Locals won't even come near this mansion. Especially not if they have Corelanya blood. I tried asking some of those Stirk people, but they were too busy.
You're not from Solstice either, are you?
I grew up in a small stronghold in Western Orsinium. But I never wanted to be someone's forge wife. I always knew I was meant to see the world. Guess who decided to follow me when I told my family I was leaving?
Fish.
She had everything going for her. Clan always said she was everything an orc daughter ought to be. Strong, brave, a good cook. So I can only imagine she decided to tag along just to spite me.
How did you end up on Solstice?
I tried to get away from Orbesh since she hates me so much. Because she's always copying my ideas, I realized too late that she'd booked the same ship out of Daggerfall. We shipwrecked here during a storm. I've been trying to leave ever since.
What do you know about the treasure?
Not much. The gold is certainly enticing, but it's not why I'm a ghost hunter. I want to help lost spirits find peace and move on. And I mean to make a name for myself.
That's all fine and good, but that's not really why we're being here.
Hey, pal. I haven't gone in yet, but it looks like someone's been here. I hate crypts. Why is it I always have to go into one for some tusking reason or another? Smashing skulls, screaming back at wraiths. Can't stand it. The dead ought to stay dead.
He said someone's been here.
Some faint boot prints on the steps of the mausoleum. Scuff marks, too. That door's been opened recently. Of course, I guess we knew that already since Wormblood had the key in his pocket.
Alright, I think the worm cult's still here.
Your guess is as good as mine. But even if they aren't, they might have riled up the dead in this place. When you've been in as many crypts and tombs as I have, you get a feel for that sort of thing. Well, no point putting it off. Come on, let's get this over with.
What's up?
Look at this place. Elves sure built fancy tombs. Downstairs, pal. Think we found something. And it don't look good.
Be gone! I have nothing more to say to you, necromancer.
Someone in that tomb's been talking to Wormblood. Disable that barrier and we might learn something. Careful there. They weren't fooling around.
I am here, curse you! What else do you... Wait... You are not Wormblood. Who are you?
But this
Is this some new ruse?
Wormblood wanted with him.
Okay.
Is this some new ruse? A trick to win my confidence after Wormblood drew my soul from the afterlife and compelled me to speak? I will tell you no more than I told your master. Unless... wait. You are no follower of the Black Worm.
Alright, I'm trying to stop the Black Blood. You said he compelled you to speak?
Yes. He bound me with this crystal and tormented me, questioning me about the location of a relic from ancient times. Glorious times. The gift of death. Stolen long ago, yet I found it. Alas, Wormblood wrested the secret from me.
But don't worry, the gift is safe.
The gift of death can recall to life any departed soul, at the cost of a willing sacrifice. A life for a life. Whom Wormblood would bring back or sacrifice, I do not know. But the gift is also the key to great power.
Oh, they might try to sacrifice Vanis. Key to great power? What do you mean?
There is a secret place in Eastern Solstice. Wormblood found it and draws upon its power. That is why his necromancy is so strong. Yet with the gift of death, he could unlock its full might. Now, I must ask a favor of you.
If you want Wormblood to be defeated, tell me more about his source of power.
You make a good point. Very well. It is called Mor Naril, an ancient temple Molag Bal's servants built to harvest souls departing the mortal plane. The forces of light defeated Mor Naril and silenced its heart. But the gift could wake it.
Alright, thank you. What kind of favor do you need?
Wormblood left a focus in this chamber, the ghost-willed crystal before you. It pins me in this plane, and allowed him to project himself here when he wished to question me. Take it with you when you go, and I will be free!
Who are you in life?
My time was long ago. I was cousin to both the last Kinlord of House Corelanya and the upstart who deposed him. Kinlord Istamil revived the ways of our ancestors in Hammerfell to maintain power, but Vinutilmo feared our own heritage.
Ways of your ancestors, what do you mean?
Our people had all but forgotten our gift for necromancy. Istamil reforged the ancient pacts with our Daedric patrons and revived the practice. Yet some of our own kin resisted the Kinlord's commands. All Solstice was divided.
Now, what part did you play?
I served as advisor to the Kinlord, but Vinutilmo was victorious. After Istamil's fall, our people turned from the old ways. I was forced into hiding, and spent the rest of my days seeking a way to reverse our loss. Such as the gift of death.
What is the gift of death?
The gift is ancient beyond reckoning. When my ancestors ruled in Hammerfell, their explorers found it hidden in Solstice's Daedric ruins. It became an heirloom of House Corelanya. A mighty relic that could bestow a life for a life.
So someone has to die.
Someone willing. My ancestors found that threats or compulsion did not work. Yet there was a cost. The soul sacrificed with the gift was simply gone. Trapped in the relic, banished to some gray void, or destroyed entirely. No one could say.
How did the gift of death come to be in Vashka's shrine?
When my people turned on their kinlord, they hid the gift. They could not trust themselves to leave it buried, so they asked the Argonian death dancers to hide it. I only learned where after decades of searching. I died before I could retrieve it.
Alright. Fine.
Peace once again.
Gabrielle's going to want to see that crystal. She's probably holed up in the Regent's study with the gift of death.
Can't use them.
Here!
Pursuits.
There you are. Skordo told me a little about the crypt. Let's compare notes. I examined the Gift of Death, and I must say I've never seen anything quite like it. It's Daedric in origin, that much is clear. Now, what exactly did you learn in the crypt?
Death can recall any department sold to life, and it requires a willing sacrifice.
I suspected something like that. No Daedric gift comes without a price. Given the Worm Cult's efforts to bring Mannimarco's remains here to Solstice, I think we know whom they intend to bring back. What else did you learn?
Wormblood draws his power from a cursed place in Eastern Solstice.
That explains much. Why the Worm Cult came to Solstice, where the Reapers send stolen souls, how they raise the Writhing Wall, sever that connection, and we can defeat Wormblood. The blessed bell we found at Meridia's temple could do it.
The Temple Bell can sever Wormblood from his source power? How?
By sending him to the Colored Rooms, Wormblood would be vulnerable in Meridia's realm. Prince Azah suggested using the
Oh yeah,
Gift
we're
of
gonna
Death
definitely
as
see
bait.
Darien.
Now I know where we need Wormblood to be. The old temple courtyard. But how do we reach him?
Wormblood used this ghost-welled crystal to communicate with the Corelanya spirit.
Perfect. I can reverse the connection to summon his projection. Place the crystal over there. We need a plausible bargain. Offer Wormblood the Gift of Death for Vana Scalarian. Insist on meeting in the temple courtyard for the exchange.
Very well.
I hoped the gift might serve as bait. I just wasn't sure what kind of trap we needed. Go on, comrade.
Place your crystal there, and let's see if we can reach Wormblood.
You again? This is an unwelcome surprise.
Dug your way out? Pity. This one hoped you were still squashed under a building.
Charming. What can I do for the so-called Stirk Fellowship? I left their projection crystal in a Corelanya crypt. A mistake, perhaps. No doubt Arvoril told you about our conversations. And the Gift of Death. So why have you summoned me?
Want the Gift of Death? We can make a deal. We've come to bargain.
I see little point in bargaining. You know my power. It is only a matter of time before I take the Gift of Death. But I'll play along. What do you expect me to offer in trade?
We'll take Venice Galarian off your hands. You must be getting on your nerves by now.
Clearly, you are acquainted with Galarian. Still, your offer is interesting. Very well then. Bring the Gift of Death to the Writhing Wall. My servants will bring you across. I will be waiting for you with the Archmage.
Somewhere quiet and scenic, without bystanders around, the courtyard of the broken light temple.
A crumbling ruin dedicated to an uncaring mistress. As you wish. We will meet at the old temple. But if you deal falsely with me, my forces will descend upon Sunport and slaughter everyone within its walls. It is well within my power.
What are you worried about? You can't die.
It is arranged. Do not keep me waiting.
We won't. Well done, friend. That was rather exhausting. Anyway, nicely done. I wasn't sure Wormblood would agree to meet on our terms, but you convinced him. You should head to Broken Light Courtyard. I'll finalize plans with Prince Azah and meet you there.
Alright, Wormblood's coming. What do we need to get ready?
We'll gather all the forces we can, but we must make haste. We have to set our trap and conceal it before Wormblood arrives. He will certainly be on his guard, which means you must be ready for a fight.
Duke. So, back to the Broken Light Temple.
We're almost ready, Prince.
Darn it.
I'll tell you how you get out.
Stop fussing over the bell, Skordo. It is fine.
Razum-dar, Stirk, Fellowship Soldier, Oxenash, Fellowship Soldier. Like half of these people are gonna die.
Any sign of Wormblood yet? No? I suspect he is not far off. Let us hope he does not detect Gabrielle's preparations. Which reminds me, you have a special place in our plan.
What do you want me to do?
You're the linchpin of our plan. We restored the temple bell and put it in place above the gate. Strike it at the right moment, and it will create a powerful pulse of Meridia's light. Gabrielle will use that to trap Wormblood.
Alright, got it. What's the right moment to ring the bell?
Strike the bell when Gabrielle begins to cast. That will send the courtyard and everyone in it to the colored rooms. We must protect each other in there. I'll guard Gabrielle. Speak with the representatives and choose one to team up with.
Oh, we're gonna see Darien. For sure. The fact that you're sending us to the colored rooms. I thought Gabrielle already knew that Darien was working with Meridia. I'll talk to the champions and choose one to fight by my side.
There is a mallet on the landing above. Choose a champion to stand with you and take it when you get into position. If Wormblood surprises us with some unexpected trick, you may need a stout comrade at your side.
Alright, let's go Skordo.
Can't believe I'm doing this again. What am I thinking? Strolling into some Daedric realm to chase damned necromancers. Well, here's hoping the colored rooms is nicer than Cold Harbor. Hated that place.
Need to pick someone to partner up with.
Not a bad idea. You know what I can do, and I've been through this sort of thing before. The most important thing is to know you've got someone to guard your back. Stick together. That's how we get through this.
Getting sentimental.
Oh yeah, I'm a real sentimental guy. You have to cherish these heartfelt moments together, right before you slaughter a whole bunch of stinking worm cultists. But seriously, pal, you want my help? You got it. Just say the word.
Darien, stick with me.
Great! I'm right behind you, pal.
I'm ready. Get into position, friend. Wormblood should arrive at any moment.
I am here, and I brought Galarian.
It appears you brought some friends, too.
I will honor our agreement if you hand over the gift of death.
I'll get it for you. Right now!
Let's go. Huh. Why does it?
It worked.
Why does it have the same? It basically is. It has the same design principle as
What trickery is this? Order of the Black Worm, to arms!
Listen, Wormblood is here.
Yeah, this place has the color rooms has the same like coral aesthetic as Hermaeus Mora's place. It's just not green.
The gift is close. Summon the sarcophagus. We shall begin the ritual.
The plan worked. Now we just need to find Wormblood. Flesh Atronach? Farinor's work, to be sure.
This day, Mannimarco, the Worm King, returns.
Is anyone here? Gabrielle? I need help.
Up by that wall! It's honest Galarian!
Gabrielle? Where are you?
Vonix, we're here. You're safe now. You're not Vonix.
So easily fooled. A poison blade for you, dear Gabrielle. I'll take the gift of death now.
No, traitor. You won't!
Who is this lady?
Gabrielle! No!
Friend, I'm dying. I need you to do as I ask. Use the gift of death on me. We need to make sure Wormblood can't use it. And I know this isn't the way.
No! There must be another way.
I mean, she dies in the colored rooms, and Darien, if I recall, is in here somewhere.
This isn't the way I hoped things would go. Farinor's blade saw to that. But we have one more chance to defeat Wormblood. Stop him from bringing back Mannimarco. You have to use the gift of death on me.
It must be something we can do.
No time. We know the gift of death requires a willing sacrifice. A soul for a soul. I'm willing. Hurry, friend. This is the only way to deny Wormblood the gift of death.
No, don't give up. We can fix this.
This time, my friend, I'm dying. If we do nothing, Wormblood uses the gift to resurrect Mannimarco. I can't imagine what the Worm King could do with the power this new worm cult commands. Please, do as I ask.
If you fear it has to be this way, I understand.
What have those fools done to the gift? Continue the ritual.
They need you.
Gabrielle? Wait, Gabrielle?
Oh, she summoned
sacrificed herself for me?
Darien's back.
Wait, this relic. It's a light of Meridia.
No! The gift is mine! Rise, Lord Mannimarco! Rise!
The worm cult? That's why Gabrielle called me back? Alright, grab the light.
Although
lend me your strength. You owe me.
he wasn't really dead though, he was just stuck in the colored rooms.
The ritual has reached a crucial stage. Make sure I am not interrupted.
You fools! The King of Worms is back! You've already lost!
Your body is mine now, Wormblood. Mannimarco lives.
Come on, let's stop this bastard. Again.
Farinor, protect me while I restore my power. These reapers should serve.
You fools! The King of Worms is back! You've already lost!
Oh, she's back.
My strength returns!
Here, the relic, the Light of Meridia. Trust me, use it on the Worm Cult's devices.
What have you done?
Meridia's champion has put an end to this madness.
Bah! You deny Mannimarco at your own peril. When next we meet, you will pay for every insult, past and present.
Now, can someone tell me what exactly is going on here?
Darien? Darien Gautier? Is it really you?
I had a feeling those necromantic devices couldn't stand up to a Light of Meridia. What did Mannimarco call them? Soul Reapers? Anyway, bet you're surprised to see me. Guess I am too. Gabrielle was here, but she's gone. What's going on?
Gabrielle sacrificed herself to bring you back to help us fight the Worm Cult.
I don't understand. I was Meridia's weapon. Spent my life fighting Molag Bal and the Worm Cult. I'd gladly do it again. But I never would have wanted Gabrielle to give up her life for mine. Why did she do this?
She cared for you, and dying, she knew gift of death could restore you while denying Wormblood.
I see. That sounds like something Gabrielle would do. The gift of death. It was a corrupted light of Meridia. When you called upon it here in this realm, you purified it, restored it to its true form. But what was that about Wormblood?
He tried to use the gift to resurrect Mannimarco. Gabrielle stopped that, so he possessed Wormblood.
That's why he took off. Without his own body, Mannimarco will need time to restore himself to his full power. But if he has more of those Soul Reapers, he won't have any shortage of power to pull from. At least we have a restored Light of Meridia.
You know knew the Light of Meridia could destroy the Soul Reapers? How?
I just knew. Here, I'll carry the light. Meridia and her gifts can be dangerous. Mannimarco's spirit possessed that cultist, so I know we've got problems. If Gabrielle wanted me to help, I'm in. Let's get out of here. It isn't as safe as you think.
Right.
Vanis Galerian's staff is safe with me. I did not think we should leave it behind. I will open a portal back to Sunport.
Right.
Thank you for the light, Sir Darien. Gabrielle left notes that may prove useful. Mirmal is working on them now.
Brave Gabrielle. May her toes be forever warmed by the golden sands.
Over here, comrade. We have much to discuss. Even though Mannimarco has returned and escaped in the body of Wormblood, I consider this a victory. Gabrielle's sacrifice denied him the gift of death, and gave us a weapon against the Writhing Wall. And we should remember that help is on the way. We were but a vanguard. Our soldiers held the line and prepared the way for a mightier army to come. The forces of the three alliances. The representatives all agreed that the threat is indeed dire and sent word to their leaders to send troops.
Alright. When will they get here?
As soon as the ships carrying them sail from Tamriel. Yet numbers are but one step to our victory. Gabrielle's sacrifice brought us a powerful ally in Darien Gautier and the Light of Meridia, a mighty weapon against the Worm Cult's darkness.
Oh yeah, that army will arrive probably sometime in November. What exactly can the Light of Meridia do?
You saw what the light did to the cult's Soul Reapers. It freed the stolen soul energy in the blink of an eye and shattered the devices. Mannimarco was forced to retreat. The Writhing Wall consists of soul energy too, so our next step is clear.
You want to use light meridia to breach the Writhing Wall.
We must try. Vaunus Galarian, the Worm Cult's new plane meld, Mannimarco himself, they are on the other side of the wall. You and Gabrielle gave us a way to breach it. All that remains is to make ready our assault. Thank you, my friend. No single act of justice can completely address the vile deeds of the Worm Cult. Yet at least some have faced judgment. You dealt with Farinor, and Wormblood caused his own doom. Next, we take this fight to Mannimarco, no matter where he hides.
What do we do next?
We make preparations to welcome the Alliance ships when they arrive, to ready camps for an assault on the Writhing Wall, and to gather the supplies we need to engage the Worm Cult in battle. This is far from over, comrade, and there is much to do.
Alright, now becoming the ship.
How else would their troops get here? We can't risk another portal mishap, and ships are more practical for transporting armies across the sea. Once we're ready, I intend to break through the wall and mount an all-out assault on Eastern Solstice.
Solstice thanks you all. You have sacrificed much on our behalf. I shall miss Gabrielle.
Gabrielle chose a good death. Her sacrifice will never be forgotten.
Grief is often the price of valor. All we can do is honor the choices of those who fell. Gabrielle would not want us to mourn over long, nor would Merrick at Azwala. They would want us to carry on with the fight. And we will not fight alone for much longer. Look to the sea, my friends. The three alliances will soon join our cause.
Right. Well, that's a good stopping point. I think we've hit everything in the zone as far as the story. So I guess next up is just whenever November drops and they do their event for the Writhing Wall, we can be there and participate and bring it down, and then explore Eastern Solstice. Well, I think it's been a good run. Thanks for watching.